Hi, I'm Connie Townsend, group fitness instructor with the Wenatchee Racquet Athletic Club, doing another at-home workout. And today, I'm at my desk because I'm going to show you a quick workout that you can do if you're at work all day and you really don't have time to get up and walk around the building or do a workout. We can do something just right at our desk. So, I want to start us with a little stretching. So we're hunched over at our computer all day. We get all tight in our shoulders and our back and our low back especially. So we're going to start by sitting on the edge of your chair. Now most likely you have a rolling chair, and so that's what I'm going to be focusing on today, is a chair that rolls. And if you don't have one that rolls, then I'll show you modifications. All right, you're sitting on the edge. Let's sit up nice and tall. We're going to pull that navel in and we're going to reach. So start small at first, and then as you warm up a little, you're going to start reaching up through the fingertips. Let's slow it down a moment. Up. If you have a squeaky chair, you might be bothering your office mate. All right, let's slow it way down. We're going to go up and over and down and up and over. You're lengthening, getting all those muscle fibers to get longer. Get the kinks out. You've been sitting too long. Up and over. Now up and hold. You're leaning a little, reaching over the top. Keep that arm pulled back and switch. All right, make sure you have room. We're going to reach up from the side. Now slow it down at first. Up and over, up and over. So a little different than our rope climb, which was straight up. Now we're starting to get the sides, getting those shoulders to work, getting those arms in a fuller range of motion. Okay, let's speed it up. You can bend those elbows a little, try to keep them hitting something. We're in a small space. So all these exercises do work in a small space. All right, this starts to get your heart rate up. In 4, 3, 2. All right, now a nice slow reach. Use that chair for support if you need to, and over the top the other way. So we're not just reaching over the top this time, we're leaning. Use your chair. One more. All right, now we're seated. So that means the base of the body is stationary. We can't move, and so we're not going to go fast. We're going to just reach around, reach around. We don't want to twist the spine to hurt it at all. We just want to get some flexibility increased in our spine. We're drawing the navel toward the spine. We're getting the torso to rotate. You can feel the shoulder blade area, the muscles in the back of the shoulders really starting to stretch, and your upper back. All right. Now let's slow it way down. Reach around like you're trying to reach for something behind you. And switch, reach, and switch and reach and switch. All right, let's lace, push forward, look down, you're rounding the back. And then come up, and because you're in a small space, let's make those arms a goalpost shape. Pull back. And down. Now our legs are wide because we wanted some stability in our chair. We're going to march. So you sit up tall, shoulders back, draw the navel in. You're still sitting on the edge of the chair. So as we've seen in the past, chair exercise is mostly core because you have to use those muscles around the middle to keep your spine straight. So when you're waiting for a phone call or an email, or have a little break in your day, just marching in your chair is a great way to get your heart rate up. You start pumping those arms. We're wide, which makes it a little more work for the legs and the hips too. All right, in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, let's march it narrow. Sit tall. And you might have carpet on the floor, which will deaden the sound a little. Let's march it wide. Get those feet up off the floor and narrow. And wide. Get those arms a pumping. You can even reach if you want. Narrow. All right, I'm going to take a walk. So if you're in a roller chair on a flat surface, let's just start walking forward and back. Back is easier, isn't it? We're using different muscles both directions. Now if you're on indoor-outdoor carpet, real low carpet, you can still do this. If you're on longer carpet, then it's probably not a good idea to try this. Or what you can do instead is just march in place some more. So as you pull your body weight forward and back, you're using all the leg muscles, you're using all the core muscles, so it's really quite a challenge. Hopefully you have a little room to do this, and if you have a very small space, then just do what you can. Go as far as you're able to go. Couple more. Hard to pull forward. All right, let's come back to position. Let's go back to our marches. Wide and narrow. And wide and narrow. We're going to make it an out, out, in, out, out, in. We've done these before with chair exercise. Both feet out and then both feet in. Out, out, in. Starting to use the inner and outer thigh muscles as well as the quads and the hamstrings. A lot of core. Woo. 4, 3, 2. Get those arms pumping always. Now, just bounce the heels. Watch where your space is. Sit tall. Let's jump rope. Get the arms flinging around a little. Woo! Try to get both feet up off the floor. It's really a challenge for the legs and the core. Gets the heart rate up. do a little jumping jack. First one leg, then the other. Sitting tall the whole time. Remember, readjust all the time. Now you can just alternate your feet. The whole leg jumps in and out, not just the foot. Let's get the arms pumping. Whatever room you've got. If you don't have much room at all, you can always do a bent arm. Now, if you want to try both, there's your double jumping jack. Woo-hoo! Only do what you can. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now, knee up, knee up, knee up. Readjust, sit tall. Let's bring the arms down. Pull, pull, pull. So you can really feel those core muscles working. Now, anytime we pump our arms like this, it gets the heart rate up. So it may not be a very long workout, but studies are proving that even little bitty bits of exercise thrown in throughout your day resets everything and gets the metabolism going, keeps the body burning fat. 4, 3, let's make it a front kick. Kick, kick, just straighten the legs. Let's pull around, 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 around. Now some of these exercises will work for you, some won't, depending on the chair you're using or the space you're in. Woo. All right, in 4, 3, 2, and just shake it out, munch it out a moment. Now, we're going to sit up against a wall or a surface so we have more stability. So we don't just roll, we don't lose the chair. The chair won't roll out from under us. All right, so you're sitting on the edge. We're going to do some sit to stands, and then we'll do some squat pulses. So we can definitely get our leg muscles working. So make sure you're not going to roll, go up against your desk or against a wall. Your feet are chair width apart, so they're a little wider than your hips. Your feet are directly under those knees. So you're not out here, not in here. We're going to be leaning forward, pushing into those heels. Lean, push, sit back down. Now I'm going to add a little challenge to it. We're going to go up, halfway down, up, and sit all the way. Up, down, up, take the body weight off. And down, and up, and sit. So you're doing a little 1.5, sit to stand. Whoa, you might lose your balance. Up, and sit, and up, and really sit. And up, down. If you're having trouble getting up out of your chair, lean a little further forward, or perhaps use a wall to help you get up and down. Using assistance is not a bad thing. We want to gradually build up those muscles so they'll do what you want them to do. One more. Now, we're going to come down into a little squat. We're going to pulse for 3 and up, down, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, up and squeeze. So you might be in a real tight space. That's okay. We don't take up much space when we do these. 2, 3. Keep that navel drawn back. And always thinking about your heels. 2 more. 1 more. And have a seat. Now we're still going to be up against the surface to keep us from rolling. So we're going to do some bridges. Working the back of our legs, working our triceps. So get a hold of your chair in a position where you won't slide off with your hands. We're going to walk those feet out pretty far, sitting on the edge. Leaning back into those hands. Arms are right under us. Whoa, watch out. We're going to lift. And lift. And lift. If you have a chair that slides or you can slide on easily, then come all the way up to sitting. If you have a cloth chair where you don't get much sliding, then just kind of go from leaning to up, lean, up. So you're using those hamstrings, the backs of the legs, the glutes. Just watch the chair, make sure you're not sliding. Woo! 3, 2, 1. Whew. Probably have to readjust your pants a little. They slide down. Okay, I'm going to face you. Now, I found that the best position for our wrists is fingertips forward, kind of pushing in your fingers. Right beside you on the chair. I'm going to sit tall. All we're going to do is try to lift our body weight up out of that chair. So we don't get to come very far. Our arms aren't as long as they could be for this exercise. Unless you have really long arms, then you can probably lose contact with the chair. As it is, you're lifting some of your body weight, working on the arms, the shoulders, some back and chest, definitely biceps and triceps. Woo. Keep pushing up out of the chair. If you have long arms, you can probably hold on to it with your fingers facing outward. If you're just having trouble getting any elevation off the chair, then try it with your fingers facing forward. 3, 2. Got a lot of work going on in the triceps, especially the backs of the arms. Okay. Now on this one, try it without the desk first, but if you slide too much, just go ahead and get up against the wall or your desk. We're going to do a leaning push kick. So we'll be pushing a door closed with our heel, sitting on the edge of the chair. We're going to lean back like we're sitting in a V-sit. Your back stays straight though. Never let the shoulders round forward. We're going to lean and we're going to kick and up and lean back, kick, up. You can use the chair if you need to for a little help, or just kind of get those arms out of the way. Don't let them help. Or, because this is based on a front kick, martial arts kick, a push kick, you can challenge your core even more by bringing those hands up into that ready position. Now, you can start speeding it up if you want. Watch out for that chair. So all of this that we're doing right now is mostly for the core muscles. When we get our legs involved like this, that engages that deepest muscle that runs side to side. And that muscle is so important for stabilizing our back. And when we're sitting all day, We need good tall posture. And so those core muscles have to be strong to hold us stable. All right. Now, still on the edge of the chair. And we're going to be leaning back, so watch out for rolling. Okay. Let's just bring our arms up, elbows out. You can lace them if you want. We're going to lean into our V and rotate, rotate. And if your chair's in the way, modify a little. Maybe bring your elbows in closer. 4, 3, 2, 1. Around the back, let it rest. Back up. Sit back. You might even be touching the back of the chair, depending on how far you can lean. So we're holding that lean, and then getting our rotating muscles, our obliques involved. 4, 3, 2, 1. Around the back. Now all through your workday, you should be doing some stretching exercises like letting the spine round, maybe widening out the legs and hanging like a rag doll, letting those shoulder muscles, back muscles relax. All right. Now make sure you have some room to reach side to side. We're just going to continue to sit tall. The lower part of our body is unmoving. We're stuck to the chair, arms out. We're just going to lean. Keep those arms shoulder height. We're not rotating. We're doing a side flexion with the arms held up, so you're getting some extra shoulder work, as well as the side flexions. And if you've got a squeaky chair like me, you're making all kinds of noise. And reach. In 4, 3, 2. Woo! Let those shoulders rest. And we'll finish this little section of core work with some prisoner crunches. So normally a crunch, we would be on the floor facing up, floating up one vertebra at a time. Well, we can't do that if we're at work, sitting in a chair. So we'll just do them in our chair. All right. We'll do a prisoner stance. So that means the fingertips are lightly on the back of the head, elbows back. Now we're going to just do a straight crunch. So think about your spine moving one vertebra at a time. Okay, so you're going to float forward, up, and really pull those elbows back and forward. Now we're keeping the elbows back the whole time, so don't bring them together. And you may not want to go very far down, depending on your low back, how flexible it is. If you have any little weights near you or any little, object on your desk that has a little weight, you can actually hold it above your head, and that adds a lot of challenge to a crunch sitting in your chair. It shifts that center of gravity above the body. That's what we're doing with a prisoner stance, but you're always welcome to add extra weight. One more. Okay, your core got some work, but notice how your shoulders feel too. Just holding them in one spot is an isometric exercise, no joint movement, but it will work those shoulder muscles. Okay, do they rest? Going back into our prisoner position, we're going to do an elbow to knee. So coming forward and up. Now alternate sides. So do one side then the other. Roll down, roll up and pull back. And we're not bringing the elbow forward, so it really is not an elbow to knee, in that I don't want you to try to touch the elbow to the knee. You're just coming forward, rolling forward. It's kind of bringing that front of the shoulder to the knee. Keep the elbows back. All right. We've got 4, 3, 2. Woo! Let the arms stretch. Okay. If you have the time in your day, we can do that little cardio block one more time. If you're running low on time, then just kind of fast forward to the stretching part. I'll show you how to stretch in your chair in a moment. Okay, let's sit tall. We're on the edge of the chair. We're gonna march. And wide. So we started with our narrow one this time. And narrow. Squeak, squeak. And wide. Get the feet up off the floor. Get those knees to lift. Woo, narrow. Pump the arms. Wide. And narrow. All right, and wide. So, in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, we're gonna do an in, out, out. So in, out, in, out, in, out. Both in, both out. We're really working the sides of the hips with these, the inner and outer thigh. Working on flexibility even. 4, 3, 2, and let's come on in. Let's walk it forward. Woo. Now try to get fast this time. So you're working your legs, getting the heart rate up a little. Quite a noisy workout. I don't know about what your office people will think. Actually, just get all your office mates together, watch the video together, do one big office workout. Woo! All right, let's go back and bounce the heels. All right, you have room? Let's do some jump ropes. Sitting tall, lots of core. And let's go into jumping jacks. Both or one leg at a time. Remember, you can alternate. That always makes it more manageable. 3, 2, back to jump rope. Sit tall, it's a struggle, I know. Jumping jacks. Woo. Jump rope. 4, 3, jacks last time. Let's do those knees up. Pull, 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 pull. Like you're trying to pull something down to touch your knee. Big movement. 4, 3, 2, one more time. And kick it. Pull around, pull around. Remember, your chair might be in the way, so you might have to modify a little. Anything that gets the body to turn, you can punch. Get creative. We're rotating. Woo. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more time. All right, bounce those heels. So, just bring that heart rate down a little bit. Let's march it. Not very big. Low arms. Okay, so now we can use our chair to help us stretch. So, let's come to a stop. We're going to stick one leg out in front, lock that knee, heel on the floor, pull the toe in. Now we got to hold on to this chair for dear life so it doesn't go rolling out behind us. Back is straight, shoulders pulled back. We're going to come forward as if we're trying to touch our chin to our toe. Look up a little bit. We don't want to strain the neck though. Don't look up too high. And up. Other leg. Sit tall and forward. You can do this all day long, even without a workout. You can take a moment to stretch. When we sit too long, the hamstrings and the hip flexors get really tight and inflexible. And so we have to take the time to really get those muscles lengthened again. And back up. Now, since we're still cooling down, we're going to move a little bit. Let's start with just a step out. Now don't let the body turn in the chair. Just try to stay forward. We're just going to step out like a slow motion jumping jack. You're starting to work on the flexibility in those hips. Sitting tall. One more each. Now, try to step out, keeping the one leg forward. You're going to step out as much as that hip will allow. So you might be pretty flexible and you can be 90 degrees. You're going to sit up tall, keep the chest facing front too. And bring it in. So other side, keep the body still, just step out as far as that leg will allow. So you're stretching in the hip joint. You can also feel the muscles kind of in the back of the leg contract a little. Nice and tall. All right, back to center. Now we're going to take one leg and stretch the front of the hip. So the way to do that is kind of scoot to the side of your chair. Now, we're going to hold on again real tight. That outside leg, we're going to set it on the toe and then start just shifting it back to let that knee drop. Now, if you did this quite often in your workday, it would be great for stretching out this main muscle here. It also goes down into your quadricep and up into your abdominals. We're sitting up. The tighter the hip flexors are, the more they pull on the pelvis, which will pull against your spine. And a lot of our back pain kind of stems from some of these muscles being too tight. All right, bring it forward. Scooch over to the other side. You're going to hold on. You're going to sit tall and just slide that foot back. If you're near your desk or the wall, you can always use one of those things for support if you're having trouble kind of balancing or feeling like you're going to stay in your chair. We're nice and tall. Feel that stretch in here. Now after we're done with the video, you're welcome to go through all these stretches again. Nice and slow, take your time, do as many as you want. All right, let's widen out the legs a little. We're sitting tall. We're going to put our hand on our opposite knee, other hand is on the chair. We stretch that spine really straight, and then we turn around and we back up the car. try to see as far back as you can. You got that torso to rotate, so you're feeling a stretch around your rib cage. You're getting the neck to rotate and stretch. We're always working on stability and strength in the spine, but flexibility is just as important. We want a strong, flexible spine. Sit tall, other way. And then come back to center. We're sitting on the edge of the chair. And sit tall, and you're going to walk your hands back and then up the chair as high as you're comfortable with. Sit and just hold that for a moment, and that's opening up those shoulders, stretching the front of the shoulders across the chest. And what it's also doing is activating your posture muscles back there. Your shoulder blade muscles are contracting, and those are what will help keep you sitting tall all day at your desk. So we always want to work the back of the shoulders, but also work on the flexibility in the front of the shoulders. All right, and release. And widen out the feet. We're going to tuck the chin and roll down. Now you can just use your legs for support if you have trouble with your low back. Otherwise, just roll down. Just hang like a rag doll a moment with your back rounded. Feeling that stretch, especially in the low back. And roll back up. Scoot all the way back to the back of the chair. We're going to reach up, trying to get that arm right next to the ear. You're going to bend at the elbow now and reach down like you're trying to touch the top of the chair. So we're pulling back, keeping that arm in. Don't let it fall out to the side. And carefully down, other arm, up and back or down. And that's stretching around the shoulder complex again. And contracting in the posture shoulder muscles. All right, release it. Come around back. See if you can find your hands back there, depending on the kind of chair you have. If you have big arms on your chair, you might just have to kind of push down, pull back with the shoulders. Okay, we're going to turn and look over the one shoulder. Not letting the body turn. And then carefully other side. Back to center. Tilt the head forward, stretch the back of the neck. These are great stretches to do all day at your work desk. Now release. We're going to stand. So remember how to get out of the chair. Plant your feet, lean, push into those heels. And that'll get you up every time. All right, let's take our chair, rolly chair if you've got it. If you don't, then just stand back a ways from it. We're going to stand with wide feet. We're going to tuck the chin, push it forward, round that back again. And then come forward. I'll try to show you from the side. Feet wide. You're going to come down into a little squat and straighten. You may or may not want to do this one in your office setting. And down. It's not as modest as the rest of the exercises. And stretch. You can feel those hamstrings stretch again, the backs of the legs. And bend, and one more. All right, bend. Let's roll up. Woo! those are some ideas for some exercise, stretching, core strengthening at your desk. So, I'm glad you joined me. Let's get back to work. I'm Connie, and I'll see you again.